'Twas the night before Christmas in some other house. The firstborn and lastborn were quiet as a mouse. The one creature stirring, I probably should mention, was the middle child, constantly seeking attention. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care. Still the middle child complained, theirs are bigger, no fair. While the oldest and youngest were snug in their bed, visions of hand-me-downs danced in his head. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap were so
Welcome back. Jordana Green here. You are listening to The Night Before Christmas, Mid-Kid Musings by Bruce Hopman. Bruce has been on my show before. He feels like he has been done an incredible injustice in this world by being born a middle child. I can commiserate with him because I, too, am a middle child, and we are here to talk about the neglect he feels at Christmas time. Bruce, welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Jordana. Wow, that was an awesome announcer reading that poem. Very dramatic read.
You did a beautiful job. Did you also compose it, Bruce?
I did. I wrote that myself. I was so, you hear that poem every year, the night before Christmas, and, the kid's in bed, and I'm thinking to myself, what house is that? There's clearly no middle child in that family. So I encourage your listeners, go to the blog, smackdabblog.com. You could hear the rest of the poem because it takes some interesting turns. It's the night before Christmas from the middle child's point
And we
of view.
will play some more of it, of course. But your Twitter feed, which is Midkid Mouthpiece, at Midkid Musings, is hilarious. Your most recent tweet, "'Tis the season to be neglected. All I want for Christmas is some attention. # middle child problems." So, Bruce, give us a little backstory here. Was Christmas time really that hard for you when you were growing up?
You know what? I know we spoke previously,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of this is just in our heads as middle children, just the nature of being a middle child. And I know my parents loved me, and they probably treated us all really equally. But that's not how a middle child sees things. So it doesn't matter if our parents got us the exact same presents, that would be a problem. Oh, they couldn't get us something different. They had to get us all the same thing. We would find a way to be, to have a problem with whatever they got. So I don't remember any particularly bad presents, but I always remember trying to see what did they get, and try to find a way that I was getting the short end of the stick.
I do. I remember one particularly bad present. My little brother's 4 years younger than me, and one Hanukkah when we got our presents, my sister always got something awesome because she's older, and my brother wanted a Rubik's Cube. It was, it was the 80s. He wanted a Rubik's Cube. I could care less about a Rubik's Cube. So she gives my sister the present. She gives me and my brother the presents, and I open it up, and it's a Rubik's Cube. My brother and I both got the Rubik's Cube, and I was like, what is this? I mean, I tried to do the grateful thing because they taught me that. But I go, really? And they look at me. They said, well, your brother wanted one, and we didn't know what you wanted, so we just got you that also.
A hand-me-down present before it was even a hand-me-down. They couldn't have even let. See, that's how we would spin it, though. You couldn't have given it to him, and then I could have got it as a hand-me-down. You could have gotten me something else.
It was a hand-me-down idea. It was terrible.
Yeah, the whole thing. By the way, I wanted you, at the International Middle Child Union, we try to stay abreast on current events, and I know it's holidays, but also a lot of international developments, a lot of international middle child developments this past week. Kim Jong-un, big surprise, a middle child.
Really?
Okay? I mean, come on. I find this all the time. I try to monitor news events. Remember that guy a couple of months ago who jumped the White House fence?
Yes.
A middle child.
Yeah.
These are the things. Every time something bad happens in the world or in the news, I go, oh, my God, please don't tell me they're a middle child. And sure enough, I do some research, and they're a middle child. So Kim Jong-un is a middle child, and now you see what happens. We're very sensitive. When you piss off a middle child, This is what happens.
This is what happens. Yes, don't upset us, okay? We're the Hellions. We're the Hellraisers in the middle. So, Bruce, and I'm speaking with Bruce Hopman from Mid-Kid Musings. It's a great blog, great Twitter site, just really fun. Everything you need to know about middle children. By the way, Middle Child Day, is it August 12th?
August 12th. By the way, I like to say it's everything you never wanted to know about being a middle child.
It's a fun read. Do you have any advice for some middle children that might be feeling neglected this holiday season?
It's not just the neglect. It's the whole, families are together. Look, as a middle child, when we just get together with one sibling or just our parents or part of the family, we feel incredible pressure. Of course, it's like going back into the hornet's nest. All those feelings from your youth kind of, bubble up. So when you're there with your entire family, whether it's Thanksgiving or Easter or Hanukkah or Christmas, It's a lot of pressure on a middle child. I think sometimes we go into it with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and it can be difficult. I mentioned to you when we spoke last, the International Middle Child Union has raised the Middle Child Syndrome Advisory Alert to Code Red. This is a public service for everyone in your listening audience, so that you should be aware. The middle children are going to be a little on edge, so be a little sensitive. Make sure not to say, you know what, don't say anything, because pretty much anything you say is going to get turned around on you. So just try to keep your distance. It would be my advice.
Yep, hand your middle child a drink, and that's it.
Yeah, there's a good idea also.
That's it. Bruce Hopman, the Twitter feed is at MidKidMusings. The blog is Smack Dab Blog. It is hilarious. And Middle Children Unite. Thank you so much for joining me again, Bruce.
Thanks, Jordana. Have a happy New Year.
So fun, so fun.